Hey listeners, Hit the Books is available everywhere you get your podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, and more. Be sure to tune in each week and like, rate, and subscribe.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Season 2, Episode 32 of Hit the Books, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of sports and sports gambling. Each episode, we break down the latest news and trends, provide expert analysis, and offer up our best bets and betting advice. So let's hit the books this week. And this week, we got lots to look forward to. We have our national championship in college basketball. One team has made it all the way through March Madness. Among that, the Masters start this week. Probably the best tournament in golf, along with the NHL and NBA playoffs are fast approaching, both starting very close to each other, and we're very excited about that one. But without further ado, let's introduce my co-hosts this week, Huff, Ace, and Mackie. Huff, let's start off with you. What's happening, my man? Nice to see you here.
Yeah, what's going on, everyone? Happy to be back. Like you said, good to have everyone back. Just me and Mackie last week, as you two were out on a little hiatus, but good to have the whole crew back. Excited to be back on, and lots of stuff to go over. A lot of MLB getting kicked off with opening day last week, and college basketball coming to a wrap. But like we said, we'll get into that in a little bit. But not much else going on with me. I'll hand things back off over to you.
Yes, Huff, really excited about this week. Lots to look forward to on our outline. Let's shoot it over to Mackie. Mackie, what do you got for us this week, buddy?
Yeah, nice to all get back together. Like Huff said, didn't feel right last week with just two of us. But yeah, college basketball coming to a close. Got a lot to talk about with that. That was taking up most of, at least my time, these past few weeks. Obviously, my favorite tournament of the entire year. So, just getting in the full swing of things with MLB. Obviously, the NBA and NHL season's coming to a close. So, got a lot to talk about right now. It's a hotspot of the sports world right now.
Yeah, I'm ready to get started, but not without our last co-host, Ace. Ace, what do you got for us? Me and you not there last week like they kept saying, but we're back and we're better than ever. Let's do it. What do you got for me?
Yeah, like you said, taking a week off. Obviously, missed the boys, missed talking sports, but it was down in sunny Miami, so you can't really be too mad about that. Definitely excited to get going here because, unlike Mackie, March Madness is not my favorite, so I am very excited to get the boys all locked in on my favorite thing, which is the NHL playoffs coming up. And the NBA playoffs are ripping too, so we'll get those cards going. We got some good games coming up here, and I'm excited to talk it. So let's get rolling.
Let's do it, boys. I'm real excited to get into this week. But first, why don't we jump into our giveaway winner? We're a little couple days late on this. I mean, good that we're announcing it on the podcast, but we're going to release it on Instagram here shortly. Huff, do you want to go into more detail about that?
All right, yeah, and as we said, we had our first college basketball giveaway at the start of March Madness. If you joined our ESPN Tournament Challenge, we were giving away a $100 sports ticket giveaway, or $100 sports ticket gift card via StubHub. And the winner of our giveaway this year, with 1,150 points in their bracket and a correct national champion, James Beal, will take home the StubHub gift card and the winner of our second giveaway. Pretty nice bracket. Like I said, I was just looking through it. Miami versus UConn in the Final Four. His Midwest Elite Eight was perfect with Texas, Miami, UConn. He did not have UCLA, but a solid bracket. He almost doubled the second place person in the giveaway. So props to Jimmy Beal, and we'll be reaching out about claiming your prize.
Good stuff, Beal. Happy to hear a friendly name here win this contest. Solid performance, buddy. And with Easter Sunday approaching this Sunday, we have lots to look forward to, but I'm curious to hear your guys' top 3 Easter candies. What do you guys got? Why don't we start off with you, Ace? What do you think?
Well, number one, I know we could go 3-1, we could go 1-3, but I'm saying it right away. Mackie, you know what's coming. The Reese's Egg, number one, Easter candy. Knock it off the list. It's not a mini Canterbury egg. It's not a Reese's carrot. It's not a Peep. It's a Reese's Egg. Number one, that should be everybody's answer. Moving along, number 2, I'm going to go with jelly beans. I know there's talks of branded jelly beans out there, but I'm just going to go with jelly beans as a whole. We'll leave it at that. That'll be 2. Actually, and I'm not telling you the flavor of the jelly bean either. So we'll go Reese's egg, jelly bean. Number 3.
So just jelly beans in general, not even just like a specific jelly bean.
Correct. A handful is probably the best.
Because there are
way.
some bad jelly beans.
Yeah, no, that's why. You get a handful of them, throw them right in your mouth. You don't even know which one you're eating. It's the best. Moving on to 3rd in the final spot. I'll give you an honorable mention as well. But in the 3rd and final spot, I will go with the hollow Easter bunny. You know, you get it in the box. It's got a name like Hoppy, something like that. I'll take Hoppy, 3rd overall. And
I like the list.
Yeah.
I like the list.
Yeah, that's
I'm leaving
solid.
off the Canterbury eggs, regular size and mini. I'm off that.
I think that's a 4-star. I like all 3 candies on it. I would change the order. You're going to see that in a second. But I think that you didn't have any weak links. I think that was a good draft.
Mackie, I have a question. If I said it was my Dallas Easter candy list, would you like it more?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, we'll call it that. Give me the 5-star.
No, I'm sticking with 4-star.
I'm thinking 3 coming from my end. I'm not a big jelly bean guy.
Yeah, putting jelly beans as 2, that polarizes a lot of people, but I mean, classic.
Yeah, I think I'm with Jess. Can I go half star? 3.5?
I was thinking
Yeah,
that.
yeah, definitely. You can definitely go 1/2-star.
Yeah, 3.5.
You can go 0.3 if you want.
3.5 stars out
don't
of
think-
5, just so we're being clear. Yeah, I'm not a huge jelly bean guy. I have a controversial pick that I think I already know some of your guys' opinions on, but Mackie, I'm interested to hear yours. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm very mainstream. I'm not gonna lie. You know how I am, I'm a little picky eater. So I'll just go with the monumental hollow bunny number 1. It's just like it screams Easter. You get one every single Easter in your Easter basket. It's guaranteed to be there. Easy one.
It's a lock,
Number
as we
2,
would say.
That is a lot.
Exactly,
That's like
it's a
minus
lot.
1,000 to see in your basket.
Number 2, I'm gonna go same as Ace. I got the jelly beans. I like the jelly beans. I don't do it the way you do it though. I pick them out individually and I'll eat them individually because the really good ones are really good and the bad ones are like not good at all. So I don't like guessing like that. So that's my number 2. And number 3, I'm gonna go Peeps, but only because Peeps are also monumental. They're guaranteed to be there in your Easter basket every single Easter morning. So I'll go Peeps 3, and I don't have any honorable mentions. So
Wow. Mackie just going with the exceptional jelly beans at 2. That's a weird spot to put them when you don't like the other half.
no, because like the good ones are so good. Also, I'm not really big on Easter candy, but the good ones are so good it just carries the entire way.
But you know it's gonna be there.
I know what he means. The red, the purple
Yeah.
ones, they make the other ones kind of worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
He must have had some of those rotten jelly beans, you know, the off flavored ones. Mackie,
Harry Potter ones.
I'll give you a 3.73 star, so you can cut it up however you want. But I think that's a good list. I really do like it. Peeps, a little too high at 3 for me. They get stale as soon as you open them, so I'm gonna pass on that.
Peeps are, this is a controversial take. Peeps are sometimes arguably better.
Stale.
A little bit stale.
A little bit.
A little bit.
I don't think they necessarily get worse.
Sometimes, I'm not even kidding. My family, they buy Peeps, and just like my dad will take scissors to every pack and then just throw them in the cupboard. And he's like, all right, I'll eat them in 2 days.
I'll eat them later.
Like, seriously, like, they like them better like that. So I'm like, they're not bad like that.
Yeah, they look sick too. You can get the different designs, different colors. But the thing is, like, Mackie's right. You see them every Easter, but you see them every Easter on the shelf, and they stay there the whole year. So I'm not gonna.
I actually, with Peeps, prefer the ghosts at Halloween. Something about the shape. It's like the Reese's egg. It's just better than the rest of them. Yeah, I like the bunnies over the chicks too for Easter, but I'll get right into mine. I'm gonna go 3-1 here. I'm gonna put. It's tough. I'll start. I'm gonna do an honorable mention to Peeps. I'm gonna stay there. Peeps. I'm a big Peeps guy.
They
I
look
like
good.
them, but I can eat like 2 and then I'm good for however long until I'm like in the mood for them again.
So next year?
No, like I'm saying, like I could eat like over the span of like a week a box of Peeps or a pack, whatever you call them. But like I can't just sit down and eat a whole box of them, like all 12. Like I feel like I would have a heart attack. Like
Oh,
they're just,
no way.
Yeah, like
No way.
it's not like a candy you can like Reese's eggs or something, like, you know what I mean, like that. But honorable mention to Peeps, not to give them too much credit. 3, I'm gonna go cream eggs. Those are arguably one of my favorite candies, and it's gonna be classified as an Easter candy here. Cream eggs, number 3.
What? What is a cream egg?
The
They spell
Cadbury
it
cream egg.
CREME, I believe.
Mackie,
I gotta look this up.
I was gonna say, please look it up. Cadbury cream egg, fire. Number 2, I'm gonna go the Reese egg. I feel like it's gonna be a unanimous pick across the board. I think it's gonna be on everyone's list. I'm gonna put it at 2 for one reason, because you can have Reese's all year round. I know the eggs are the best shape, but for one reason, I have my number 1 is they're not around all year round. It's the Cadbury mini eggs. Ace, as soon as you said it, those little hard fucking egg things, I don't know what it is about those. Those are absolutely my favorite thing at Easter. That's all I need. Those things, that's my 3. I'm going to go cream egg 3, Reese's egg 2, mini egg 1.
Huff. First thing I gotta say after hearing that, kudos to you, because those little tin wrappers on the mini Cadbury eggs you have to take off every time. I'm all set with that.
They're
But-
so fire.
But yeah, the Reese's eggs slotting in high once again. I mean, the proportions of peanut butter to chocolate really get the people going. So yeah, I'll give you a 4-star on that, Huff.
Mackie, Huff, you're both getting 3 stars from
I thought
me.
you were getting. I thought I was gonna get a lower score from you, Ace, because you were kind of hating on the Cadbury whenever you were going.
That's how much I love Reese's eggs. I already forgot about the mini Cadburys.
Huff, Mackie, you're both getting 3 stars from me. Having Peeps in your lineup is just a throw off. I hate
Peeps
it.
were honorable mention. They're not in my starting lineup.
You think he's talking about me?
The fact you had to say it though, Huff,
Yeah,
you
the
ruined
fact
your
you even
score
brought it up.
off the bat.
I'm going to rip my 3. At number 3, I'm going to go with the Kinder chocolate eggs. I don't know if you can consider them an Easter candy, but
It's an egg.
It's an
so
egg.
It's one of it works.
right.
I love those.
At number 2, I'm going with the mini Reese's eggs. The ones with the peanut butter in them. They're just miniature.
Yeah.
All right. And at number 1, I'm going with the regular Reese's egg.
Oh,
Because it is superior.
That's such
It
an
does,
easy way
in
out.
fact, have more peanut
you allowed
butter
to do
than
that?
a regular Reese's. The
That's why I
ratio
went
is
last.
better.
That's a 5-star list for me though. I need all
Thank you.
those right now.
Thank you.
The little
you
ones,
guys are big
the little
chocolate
ones
guys.
are better though. They are. Even though you ranked them at 2, like it's better to have the big one because you get more. But the little ones, when you get like 6 of them in a package and they're kind of frozen too.
An honorable mention to Reese's eggs. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of the Christmas trees, the pumpkins
Oh,
at Halloween,
yeah.
anything. They all work.
Oh yeah. The pumpkins. Those might go the hardest.
I'm still dying over Ace's take on the Reese's carrot. I think I have some of those.
I am clipping that. I don't know if it's going to make it in the show, but I am clipping that.
The Reese's carrot. I saw somebody saying that. It's literally like, oh, you want a vegetable candy? Like, no. I'll
What a
stick with
vegetable?
that. Just the egg,
It's
please.
not like it tastes like a vegetable.
Mackie doesn't even know what Easter candy is. Guys, come on.
It just resembles like it just resembles a vegetable. It doesn't mean it tastes
All
like.
right,
That's
Mackie,
childish.
leave the chocolate for us. You can pick through your jelly beans at another time.
Yeah, I'm not a big chocolate guy. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, so Mackie, if you get a bag of jelly beans, do you only eat half, then throw the other half away, or do you leave it in the bowl?
Mackie,
No, I'll eat
let
them.
me
I'll
guess
just be
the colors
I'll just be
that you.
disappointed while I'm eating it.
I was gonna say, let me guess the colors that you leave behind. You're leaving
Dude,
the white
I'm-
ones.
Yellow.
You're
I don't eat them. See, I don't really eat them enough to like know, but I just know that there are. I know like the sweeter ones, like the sour ones. Are
Yeah,
fire.
I just like the red and purple.
Yeah.
The reds are so good. That I know.
Not bad list, though.
Jesse, I'll give your list of 4.5 star. Only the half stars because you copped out and did the same thing twice.
All right, now.
Yeah, Jesse, I'm gonna go 3 just because you copped out and did the same thing twice.
Dang, a 2-star reduction for the cop.
No. I just also I'm not a fan of. Biggest fan of all those.
I'm surprised, Mackie. I'm surprised to hear Peeps on your list. You're the one person
I'm
I
just
expected
not
to
a-
hate to hate Peeps.
I'm not a big like chocolate guy. I just like sweeter stuff like candy or stuff,
Huff, how much of a look into Mackey's life did you just get at the childhood? Coming downstairs, he's got like a mini hockey stick in his basket. He's got a thing of Peeps, and then Hoppy the Easter Bunny sitting there waiting for him.
Monumental.
I had those every year too, Mackey. You can't go wrong with them.
That's good. Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to hear everybody's Easter candies and their favorite Easter candies this year. Easter this Sunday, like we said. Let's jump into some sports like we know best. First up, college basketball. March Madness has concluded. We have number 4 seed UConn defeating number 5 seed Miami 72-59 to advance the national championship game, with number 5 seed San Diego State defeating number 9 seed Florida Atlantic with an all-time shot by Lamont Butler for San Diego State to take them to the national championship. You guys want to comment on that game?
Yeah, Mackie, we got kind of eaten alive in the Final Four. Obviously, the buzzer beater for San Diego State, -2. Ace, I know you said you were on Florida Atlantic money line because you were down there, and no one wins. San Diego State hits the buzzer beater, wins by 1. You hate to see that on a -2 spread, and but obviously the big shot for him and sending them to the final, and an all-time game for San Diego State and Florida Atlantic. San Diego State might be, but I'll be interested to see what Florida Atlantic does next year. They do have a lot of starters, and most of their team should be returning. So, but props to them for getting there and the run that they went on. But San Diego State was the better team most of that game, I thought, in the second half, and that's why they ended up coming out on top. To me, it looked like in the second half of that game, Florida Atlantic kind of was starting to try to kill time and thought that the game was kind of over with maybe 10 to 14 minutes left, and that's why San Diego State, they're a pesky defensive team, and that's how they crawled back into it and got the job done. But Mackie, obviously, I don't know. Did you end up watching that whole game? Were you watching that buzzer beater?
Yeah, I watched the buzzer beater, and the only thing I was thinking the entire time was just get behind the line. Why? You are probably better off taking a shot behind the line than you are taking a mid-ranger, and he's still, incredible shot. Kudos to him. That was ridiculous, but damn, bro, take 2 steps back. I was praying for a push there.
I actually had 2.5, so I was fucked either way. But
yeah, no, I had -2, but I agree with you. San Diego State definitely in that second half was just waiting for that run. It didn't come till late. I think it was like 9 minutes left, and they were still down 12, 14 points. But they were just waiting for that little breakthrough that they needed. And once they got to a 4-point game, 2-point game, I was like, yeah, they're not going to end up losing this game. And yeah, they just they ended up the better team won that game, I think, and kudos to FAU. Obviously, hell of a season. They only lost 4 games the entire season, but I think the better team did win that game.
Yeah, and then
Matt Bradley, just unbelievable.
I was gonna say he wasn't that good in the Final Four though. He had a great game in the national championship, but
no, didn't he have 20?
Or no,
points?
It was in the you're right. It was in the Elite Eight. He didn't have a great game. In the Final Four, he did
Yeah.
have a great game. Yeah, I got my games mixed up. But the other game, obviously, UConn taking down Miami. That Miami team, props to them. We were high on them all year, and throughout the tournament, we took them a couple of times. They went down to UConn. I think 72-59 final score. UConn, they won every game in the tournament by double digits. That was a stat. And going into the national championship, we had UConn and San Diego State. UConn, obviously, everyone knows at this point, there's our national champion. Monday night, they won 5th national title in 24 years for UConn. And I saw a stat right before we started. They're the only time a 3 seed or lower has won the tournament in the past 14 years, and it's been them all 3 times. So props to UConn getting it done under 3 coaching staffs. Program, it's been kind of on the up and down for the past couple of years. Definitely for the past, I'd say 5 years, UConn was in a pretty low spot in the world of college basketball and on their way back up, and obviously national champions now. But Sonogo and Jordan Hawkins, they were hell of a players throughout the tournament, and that's what led them the rest of the way. And they looked like, San Diego State didn't even belong on the floor with them in parts of that game, and they let them hang around at certain spots, and I think that's why it was closer at the end than it was. But I didn't think in many parts of that game, I thought it was going to get very out of hand. But the final score kind of indicated that UConn had their way, but UConn's 3-point shooting wasn't on, and I think that could have got uglier, but San Diego State's a defensive team, like I said, and they were able to keep things tight. we actually didn't have a play on this game because I was on UConn to win by 1-10. Obviously, I didn't hit that. Mackie had San Diego State plus 7.5. So another night, neither of us won. So we got kind of waxed on the Final Four.
Good thing we didn't card.
Yeah. But
yeah,
and then when we were texting about the plays, you go, "What do you think about the over/under?" I said first half under, that hit. You said the over, that hit.
Yeah, I didn't play that though.
Yeah,
I only played the +8.
I played the first half under. That was the sweatiest first half under football, basketball I've ever bet in my life. I had like 4 misses on the last 2 possessions. It was at 60 points, and it was like a minute left. I had needed under 61.5. San Diego State comes down, shoots a brick 3 really fast, and like UConn gets the ball back with like almost a full shot clock, but there's no shot clock. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna score just like they did last game at halftime against Miami when I took the same bet and I didn't hit it. They go down. Sano goes in the paint, misses 2 layups, and the buzzer just goes. I'm like, I did not deserve to win that.
That's a blessing. Yes,
And what was crazy is it ended at 60, and the line movement right before the game went to first half under 60, even 60.
They know.
It's crazy, dude.
They know.
But what were you gonna say?
Yeah,
go ahead.
They came out firing in that game, and then they just hit a slow. San Diego State didn't hit a shot for like.
That's the only reason I thought I had a
think
chance. I was like, if they can keep UConn under 40 points, I'm gonna have a chance at this. And I think the first half was like 34-26.
Nah, it was more than 10 points. I think it was 12-point game. 36-24 maybe.
36-24. That's what it was. That's what it was. Because I said
Sanogo is just.
I thought if UConn got anywhere near 40 points, I was done. But go ahead.
Sanogo is just honestly incredible. What he did in that tournament is actually incredible. Name me a more dominant player to win them a national championship in the last 10 years. I think he literally is the most dominant since Anthony Davis.
Oh, I thought you meant like UConn guy. I was gonna say you think he's better than you think he's a more known or who's a bigger UConn legend now, him or Kemba?
Cardiac Kemba.
Yeah, it's obviously still Kemba because I don't think Sanogo is gonna be that guy in the NBA either.
Yeah.
But dude, what he just did is just single-handedly like anytime they needed a bucket, throw him the ball. He's either gonna get fouled or he's gonna make the bucket or both. It was just incredible. Like anytime that San Diego State was gonna even try to get a run. Maybe got it down to 8 points, 6 points, Sanogo 5 points, right in a row. It's just like I haven't seen that in so long in college basketball. It's pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, he definitely had a hell of a tournament. He was named most outstanding player. I don't know why they don't just call it the MVP, but yeah, he was named the most outstanding player, and like you said, he definitely deserved that with that run that they went on and national champions. I thought at certain points of that game, like. I don't know. I thought UConn, like, I was, like, sitting there. I'm like, the public's on UConn. I'm like, this is not over. This is not over. I kept thinking San Diego State was going to go on that run like they did in the Final Four, and it just didn't come. And UConn was so dominant all tournament, and it showed the national championship game on the biggest stage. But a lot of people weren't really too big of fans with this. Like I said, this Final Four, and I'm happy with how it ended up turning out. I thought we got a great game in the national championship and 2 great games in the Final Four. We had one of the what's his name? I'm already blanking on his name. Lamont Butler. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. Lamont Butler for San Diego State. That was the first buzzer beater in March Madness history to happen in the Final Four, where a team was trailing and they took the lead with no time. What
about Gonzaga? Gonzaga did it to UCLA.
Was it to tie it or win? Because I heard
Jalen Suggs.
Yeah, but I'm saying I heard a stat that was the first shot in the something about that buzzer beater was the first in the Final Four to while a team is trailing to take a lead, or I don't know what, because was the Jalen Suggs shot, when was that?
Maybe they were tied.
Yes, they were. That's what it is, because San Diego State was trailing. Gonzaga was tied. That's what it is.
Yeah, but I know Jalen Suggs was a buzzer beater.
Yeah. But they were tied. That's exactly what the difference was. You're right.
That's cool, though.
Yeah.
Crazy shot. Clutch.
But, yeah, I think, obviously, UConn national championship, or national champions. I think that's going to do it for us, though, in college basketball until some of these guys start getting moving around in the transfer portal and declaring for the draft, things like that. But, hell of a March Madness tournament. I thought it was a great tournament overall. Everyone roots for upsets, and that's what we got the whole way up until, we get a blue blood to win it out and finish this thing off. But, Ace, go ahead.
Yeah, just one question here about the Yukon Huskies winning this championship. We were talking about Kemba and Sonogo and the comparisons there. Do you think some of the look back on this is just because people see it as a Mickey Mouse type run because of the teams they had to go up against, the competition they had, and not even further so, how much they dominated their competition? I feel like that's going to make them look worse in some way just because there was no hype surrounding it.
I mean, it definitely wasn't an easy run. All these teams that got there were there for a reason. And for a Mickey Mouse, I mean, what does that mean? It's just like soft,
Just,
or it's just like a
just
fluke?
no,
It's like a
just
fluke.
easy.
Because this team was 12-0 to start the season. They had a bit of a hump in the beginning of December, I think, when they started Big East play. But ever since that little 6-game stretch, I think they've been the best team in the country. And into this tournament, they were definitely a top 5 team, and they proved it coming into this. So I don't think it was a Mickey Mouse run. I don't think that they're even going to be undervalued at all, because that team started hot and they just ended up finishing hot. And Bob Hurley's a really good coach. That's his name, Bob, right?
Yeah. Dan, maybe?
Dan
Yeah,
Hurley used to coach at URI.
Hurley.
So many people
Yeah,
around
he's-
here in Rhode
he's-
Island are obsessed
His
with that guy.
Mackie, his brother Bobby Hurley's the
crazy.
coach at Arizona State, I think.
There is a Bob Hurley, yeah, but no, he's a crazy good coach, and I don't think that anything should be taken away from that team.
Yeah, no, people are going crazy. They were so happy to see him all over my social medias. People posted pictures with him, influential guy at URI. But back to what I was saying, I don't agree with those statements, but those are just things I've heard about the run that they had, the teams they had to face. And I just think that winning by so much and not even having competition really just leads to faint of heart. It's a forgettable team. That's why Kemba seems so much better, even though Sonogo's stats probably outplayed his. He had that iconic shot. There was no big play, you know?
Yeah, there's no buzzer beater like thing you're gonna think of to come back on this run other than they just tore everyone apart. I know what you mean.
I mean, Kemba's shot was against Pitt in just like a Big East game.
Yeah,
It
that was
wasn't-
just in a normal game. I'm saying like, but
in the whole run.
Kemba had that 30-some point game in the tournament. I think it was in the Sweet 16. I think he went off for. I'm gonna look that up. What game that was?
But you know what I'm saying, Mackie? Not even any challenge. So people will look back and they will say that like that was a dominant UConn team. But I just feel like that's why they don't get as much love as they should. Is just because of some of the seeds they had to play and how much they just cruised.
I mean, they beat Gonzaga, Miami.
I think stats like this being the first ever time no one seed reached the Elite Eight or Final Four is another thing that jumps out to common basketball, college basketball fans like myself.
Yeah, none of them hit the Elite Eight. I think that was the first time in a really long time. Yeah, definitely a different tournament this year. We've seen more higher seeds make it to the Elite Eight, Final Four than we ever have. No 1, 2, or 3 seeds, I think. No 1, 2, or 3 seeds.
Random thought to come off of that. You want to know what's pretty crazy too? In the upcoming NBA draft, some of those top prospects aren't coming out of the college pool, right? Like more than ever before.
Yeah, but that also has a lot to do with NIL. A lot of people just aren't leaving college as early because they can make money in college. So
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
That has a lot to do with it nowadays too. But you still have like your main players going. Brendan Miller obviously declared. I don't know.
I do like. I personally like it for the sport though. It shows a lot more competition between a lot of these bigger and smaller schools. So it shows that sports are getting better in the NCAA level. So definitely interesting to see the Dogs win.
Yes, sir. UConn is our champion for for college basketball, and March Madness has concluded. So let's jump into what is coming up. The NHL playoffs starting here April 17th, not too far away. And I have some news for that. Officially, it is the first NHL playoffs since 2014 without the Washington Capitals, as they were eliminated last night. So Alex Ovechkin and the Capitals will not be in this year's playoff, which is very interesting to see, as we've seen them a lot in years past, especially getting better and better as the years have gone. And with that, we have the Bruins breaking yet another record. Jim Montgomery now has the most wins as a head coach in his first year with the new team. The Bruins broke a franchise record of 123 points Pasternak's first 100-point campaign, fourth 60-win team in NHL history, and they are just 2 wins short of the most single-season wins in the NHL, which is very, very impressive for a team here in the salary cap era. Ace, what do you think about this one? Your Bruins get another record-breaking status. What do you think?
Just another stat. We've been hearing a lot of them as expected with the way they've been playing hockey. Just happy to see that they're continuing the streak. We've all been waiting for that blip on the radar, and they keep cruising. So, and they're getting a lot of guys in the lineup, rotating veterans and youth out, goalies every other game. But yeah, go Bees. Love to see it. Exciting to see this record be broken in the upcoming games.
What do you need? 7 or 8 more points to break the record for points in the season?
Yeah, I thought
Isn't
it
it
was 6 or 7, but 2 more wins to tie most wins.
You'll get that.
Yeah.
You'll get that.
Yeah, so it's an exciting time in Boston, and hopefully Linus can finish up his Vezina campaign well.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much locked in at this point.
Shout out to the boy Pasta, too. I mean, he just got the bag, and now he gets the 100-point season. What a dog. We saw him, sorry to you Yinzers, hurting those playoff chances, but he had a career game the other night, vintage Pasternak, putting that 1T slapper on the road to win it without Bergeron. I mean, just stepping up in his absence.
Yeah, I was really hoping for overtime in that game. That point really would have been nice right now.
Yep. Goes back, it literally highlights.
I knew you guys were going to win that game once it was that close, that late, and like I texted you as soon as he scored that goal. Whatever Jari did on that play before, he was wincing, like he looked hurt. I'm like, please, someone just ice it, go off sides, get a whistle or something. And then I was like, I told you, I was just praying for a whistle, and then Pasternak in the slot one-timer. He had no chance on that.
Yeah, because he actually made a tremendous save, because Tristan Jarry has potential. But like I was going to say, just that game highlights the epitome of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Great team, just weak goaltending. Like, not even that bad. It's just not good.
It's not going to win. Like, our goaltending never wins us a game.
No, exactly.
You're not the Avalanche where you don't need that star goalie.
Yeah, like, you need a good goalie. Give you Shesterkin and Sorokin. You guys are right there in the playoffs, already clinched, I think. But with Jerry at the helm, even if you sneak in, I don't think it's great for you guys. But
what'd you say about Sorokin?
I said I'd love Sorokin, but I mean, I don't think either one of them are going anywhere. But I especially don't think Shesterkin will ever leave New York.
No, you guys just gotta find one. You gotta find one of your own. They will.
Sorokin is a dog, though. Top. I think he's a top 5 goalie in the league.
Top 4.
Yeah.
Well, I guess 5 because we're putting Olmark up at like 1 or 2 this year, but like overall, he's top 4.
Yeah.
Because Olmark's not actually the number 1 or 2 goaltender. He's probably like 8 or 7, I guess.
So who would you go top 4?
Vasilevsky, Shesterkin, Ottinger, Sorokin.
Okay, I was gonna go same.
But Hellebuck's better than all like the 3 young guys like right now. But I'm just saying who I'd want.
Yeah, lot of 100-point seasons being thrown around this year. We just talked about Pasternak, and next we have Nathan McKinnon, the Nate Dog, 100 points for the first time in his career. This happened on Tuesday night against the San Jose Sharks. So good feat for him. Closest he came to that was in 2018, 2019. He hit 99 points, so just 1 point short there in that regular season. Another 100-point season breaking news this week. Jason Robinson breaks Stars' single season point record and franchise record and obtains 100 points on the season, both there in the same week. Very impressive for him. You guys got anything about those?
The Nate Dog.
There's no way it's his first 100-point season.
I had to check too. It's crazy.
He's had an injury riddled career, so that's the way it goes. He always misses like 5 games here, 7 games there. If you don't.
It's crazy, Mac.
Yeah, you're definitely right.
I had to
it's
look.
Incredible, though.
Especially on that team too, right? I mean, he's firing on all cylinders. Did you guys see the way that he got that 100th point too? That OT winner?
No, I didn't see
it.
it.
The breakaway?
Yeah, on the breakaway too. It's like
vintage. It was honestly just like a flick of the wrist. Like he knew it was going in before he even shot the puck.
So vintage. When you see him making plays like that, that's why you're like, oh shit, he really is the number 2 skilled guy in the NHL behind Connor McDavid. He's the best right-handed player in the league, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Definitely agree. Watching him is a little different than watching everybody else in the league.
Can't
obviously,
stay
besides
those
97.
those health concerns though. It's like that's why it's like first 100-point campaign. Really, it's like you have that many injuries in your career because the talent's there.
I think it's almost like a testament, like we said, that team. Like if he even has like somewhat of a, if you're only feeling 90%, hey, maybe take tonight off. We're playing at home against like a lot. When you're playing on a better team, you can sit out a lot of these times when you're the top guy. And like you said, him being such a elite player, I think he's the second best guy in the league. Like I'll take him over anyone but McDavid right now. But I love McKinnon. Like if they reset the league and I got the second pick and obviously McDavid would go first, I would not be mad about having Nathan McKinnon as leading my team. Like I think he is unreal. I mean, Ace, go ahead.
The crazy thing is, Huff, people would even take Cale Makar, who's on his team, before they take him.
Give me McKinnon. I don't care if he's been in the league.
That team is on fire right now, and that Avalanche, you don't want to see that buzzsaw in the playoffs, I'm telling you.
I would honestly probably take Cale Makar in a draft like that just because of his age and he's less prone to get injured. But yeah, dude, having those two on the team, I think they're 2 and 3 in the league. It's just incredible. So working around that, obviously that team is coming off a cup. That team's obviously always scary in the playoffs. Always one to look out for.
The way McKinnon just skates, like he's so fucking strong. Like he's so fun to watch. Like he skates. Him and McDavid are so different in how they skate. Like McDavid's like on top of the ice, like floating around, like you don't even know where he's at. And then McKinnon's fucking digging a half inch into the ice, like flying at you. Just has so much power. Like it's crazy. Like they're the 1 and 2 guys in the league, and their play styles are so different. But I love McKinnon. Like, and that is crazy to hear. This is his first 100-point year, but I mean, that's kind of like, I feel like this, I've heard stats, and he's so close with Crosby. I've heard stats like that all year, or Crosby's whole career, and it's because Crosby had the injury problems too. So, but now that McKinnon got his first cup, I think that got the monkey off his back. So I think the Avalanche are just gearing up for another cup run, and I think that's what he's worried about. I don't know if he's worried about these 100-point seasons. It's tough to get to 99 and not be able to get that 100th one, but Ace, like you said, I bet if we looked at how many games played were that year, I bet it wasn't 82.
Yeah, precisely. And like you said with McDavid and McKinnon, the way they play is so different. Like the words that come, I think he plays like a bull. Like he's running around on the ice, going through people like hard strides up and down.
Yeah. Like I said, like half inch.
McDavid's invisible. He just floats around and does whatever the hell he wants, and doesn't even look like he's trying.
Like I said, like dude, McKinnon's the kind of guy like he seems like he's digging so far into the ice when he's skating, just because he's so fucking strong.
It kind of fits their personality too, because if you remember that interview or story that came out this season about McKinnon and the way he eats and trains and practices in hockey. I don't know if you saw the one that came out today about Bowen Byram, that young defenseman they have. Concussions really slowed his development, but he says the way they play in practice against us, because he has to go against McKinnon and Rantanen and Makar. He's like, the way they play in practice is insane. I can't imagine when they're all full go going against the other guys. And I'm like, yeah, you're really not wrong.
Yeah, that is a good point.
But yeah, they could clinch that division, and they're one of the top seeds out west, or have the potential to be. So watch out if you're in the Western Conference. Imagine they get the Preds in round 1 or something like that.
I was just looking at the standings. I thought the Preds were eliminated. They're technically not eliminated, I guess.
No, their win last night helped them out, kept them alive for another day.
They're 3 points out. They're a point behind Calgary.
Did you see that interview? I think it was on Spit and Chicklets. They were talking about how if you get the Preds in the first round, that's easy pickings. They think that's the most joke of a playoff team in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But the goaltender's really good, so like I don't know. I mean,
yeah, Saros, like last year. Remember they didn't have Saros last year against the Avalanche.
Right, and he's like the reason that they're there today. You got, on a weird note, you see who was that lost his finger? Wasn't he on the Preds the other day? Blocked a shot, lost half of his finger in his glove.
Who?
I didn't see that.
I'll pull up the clip and send it to you. Disgusting though. I literally just saw. I thought you'd seen it.
That's gross.
Yeah, but they have Duchesne on the shelf for weeks now. Was it Duchesne? Might have been. But yeah, that's that Preds team is weak. So
yeah, I don't think anyone's really scared of them. But like you said, I don't think they might have had Saros for like game 1 or 2 last year, but they did not have him for the duration of those 4 games. I know they got swept, but when you don't have when your top guys in net and you don't really have him, I mean, they don't really have much to root for. But yeah, we can move into this next thing we got, Jess.
Yeah, the next one here hitting home for us. The Pittsburgh Penguins defenseman Chris Letang has reached 1,000 games played in the NHL. He is the 381st player, 40th active to reach 1,000 games in the NHL, 68th to play his first 1,000 games with the same team. So very impressive for him to play all 1,000 of those games for the Penguins. I've been watching them down there for years. So another good feat across the board this week. Huff, any comment on that?
Obviously Letang, a cornerstone of the franchise for however long, and I don't know how much longer he's gonna be here. Getting his 1,000th game, that was big, but yeah, he's hoping we can go on a playoff run, but we're gonna have to see. The team's just hoping to get in at this point. Right now, we're on the outside looking in, so gonna need him down the stretch to get this team in the playoffs.
For sure. Next up, we have Matt Boldley is leading the Wild to the playoffs in Krill's absence. Former teammate from USA Juniors boast about him often online, as we've seen. He earned an additional $637,500 bonus by unexpectedly hitting the 60-point mark this season. So very impressive for him. The Wild going into the playoffs here. Fleury's 17th consecutive year in the playoffs. So lots of big praise this week as we find out who's clinching playoff spots and such. And what do you guys think about that Wild team? Pretty getting kind of impressive as this year comes to the end, I think.
I'm going to be rooting for the Wild in that first round matchup. They'll get the Stars, right?
Yeah, they should.
Is it set?
No, not even close.
Yeah, it's not set, but if they get Dallas, I'm definitely rooting for Minnesota. Minnesota's a team, like in the Western Conference, I usually like to root for. They're a pretty cool team. I don't know. They always have one or two guys I like, and I like Kaprizov. I think he's another fun young player to watch. And Boldy, obviously, like you said, he's stepped in and had a huge role for them. And they traded off, what's his name, Greenway at the deadline. I thought he was going to be a good piece for them in the playoffs. And they ended up getting rid of him. And it looked like they were going to be offloading and kind of looking towards future years. I know they have a couple contracts that are in some tough situations. But Minnesota get back in the playoffs. I mean, I'll definitely be rooting for them. I like to see them do good.
Yeah, you guys were high on them all year coming in. Fleury let us down going early in the year, and it's really that weak Western Conference that allows them to be where they are. I know, like you said, we thought they were unloading. I would have too in the way they were playing, but it's so bad out there that you can be a bad team and make the playoffs, and they have the pieces to go on a run too. I know you lose Kaprizov, and he had so many goals. I think he's still like top 10 in the goal scoring race. Hasn't played in forever, which is crazy to me. But you got Boldy above like 32 goals now. 34 goals, something like that. He earned that contract bonus with 60 points, getting like, what, $600K. Yeah, he's really turned up, and he played on that Team USA Juniors team with like Hughes and Zagris and all those young guys, Caulfield. So they were all talking him up, saying he was that skilled. And I was always a fan of him. He had a good rookie start last year. I think this is his second year, maybe third year. But yeah, he's great. Plays that left shot role on the power play in the same spot that Kaprizov would. So he's excelling there, and it's a good team that he's playing around. I like the Wild too. So great to see him having success.
When their arena looks like one of the most fun places to go watch a playoff game. Like they don't ever really get past the first or second round, but that place, I mean, Minnesota, obviously, we know they're big fucking hockey people up there. That place always looks so fun to play in the playoffs.
That place will rock, yeah, definitely. Matt Boldy's a stud, though. He's always been a stud. Like you guys said.
He's a big son of a bitch,
days.
too. I didn't realize how big he was until I started watching some Wild games this year. He's huge.
Yeah, he's got a lot of power on that shot, too. That's why he's got so many goals.
Is he 21?
I like that Wild team, though. Yeah, he's 20. Oh, he's 22, I think.
Yeah. So he's got the size, but he hasn't filled into it yet, which is crazy.
Yeah,
he'll be a good player for years to come.
Yeah.
I don't like them in that matchup, though, that first round matchup against Dallas. I like Otter.
Yeah.
I think Otter gets him out of that series.
Fleury's too leaky in his old age.
I'm just saying, I don't know who I'd bet on, but I'm saying I'd definitely root for the Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be a good 7-game series,
yeah,
I think.
it would go 7.
But
yeah,
if they had Kaprizov, it's a different story, maybe.
it's still two teams that see each other very often. And obviously, they're big rivals.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it could definitely go 7 games.
Yeah, that'll be fun to watch as it unfolds out west.
Alrighty, and just to review, in the Eastern Conference, we have the Hurricanes, Devils, Rangers, Bruins, the Maple Leafs, and the Lightning all clinching a spot. We're waiting on the wild card race here with Florida and the Islanders at 87 points, Pittsburgh at 86 here as of this Wednesday evening. Jumping over the Western Conference.
Like, what a tight race. Pittsburgh fans, how do you guys feel like coming into this? I know what are you a point out right now? Everyone's got the same amount of games. Both the Islanders and the Panthers are a point ahead of you. How do you guys feel coming into this?
I think we have the better schedule.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, you do.
Like we have the better schedule of better teams to play, but if these Pens can keep on the gas, yeah, I think we're gonna be all right. But if they choke up once or twice, we're done for.
You really need to get that first wild card too. You don't want to play the Bruins.
So here's our last 4 games. Tomorrow we're home against Minnesota. Saturday in Detroit. We struggled in Detroit last time. Detroit's not necessarily one of the better teams. They're still technically not eliminated, but then we come home Tuesday, Chicago, another lower team, and then last game of the season in Columbus. I'd like to think we go 3-1 if we can pick up six points out of 4 games. I think the Penguins make it.
I think that Red Wings game in Detroit is going to be a really tough one to get 2 points out of.
I think that's a game we win in overtime. It's a 1:00 game. That'll be like a 2-1, 3-2 final score. Penguins will win in overtime.
Well, if you got vintage Marc-Andre Fleury in that, I think they might win 2-1 in overtime. But with Tristan Jarry, it's with a heavy heart. I think we can bid adieu to the Pittsburgh Penguins this year. I would like to see them get that 8th spot just so all of our teams can make the playoffs, and because I would like to see that matchup for the Bruins. But it's looking very true that I think we're going to see that graphic that I kind of predicted earlier on with Crosby and Ovechkin missing the playoffs together for the first time in a while.
The Florida Panthers have a gauntlet.
Panthers got to play the Leafs and the Canes.
They're the best team in that whole mix, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, you're playing the Senators at home, though. I think they win that one.
All the wild card teams.
I don't know, dude. It's definitely not a given. It's not a given at all.
Not at all. But
who do the Pens have next?
We're home against the Wild tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tough. You have to win that game. So I really do think you guys lose that one in Detroit.
And then
you'll win. You'll win in Columbus, I think, because you'll need that win. It's the last game of the season, and you should take care of business at home. I forget who you guys said you were playing in that other game.
Wait, Jesse, can you say it again? Besides those Pens sitting just outside the bubble, who's that 10th team? Are they in the hunt at all or no?
Buffalo.
Are they valid or is it?
If they won, so they're 2 games. They got 2 games in hand. If they won both of them, they'd be 1 point behind the Penguins, so 2 points out. So they just have to basically win out because these playoff teams are going to win 3 out of 4 games.
Yeah. I'm still sticking with my original bet of the Islanders and Panthers just because I think they're the best teams in the hunt. Last thing I'd like to say, I hope it's the Islanders getting that 8th seed because I'd want to smack them around. Team I'd least want to see Panthers, and I'd want to see the Islanders and the Penguins.
I'd much rather see the Panthers and the Islanders if I were you.
I think you do not want to see the Islanders.
The Bruins match up well against them.
The Bruins match up well against everyone.
No, they match up better against that team. The Panthers can keep up in the boat race.
I think they have really bad goaltending, and you guys would just kill them in the playoffs. Were they gonna play Alex Lyon?
No, this year though.
When
we played against the Panthers, that's who we've struggled with the most. Just because they can score and they have size, they have skill too. They have the most skill out of all those teams. Matthew Tkachuk too, leading the way. Not scared of anybody on the Islanders.
Sorokin.
Yeah, he's good, but that team in front of him is dog.
It's gonna be interesting. I think the Penguins make it, but
Jerry. Is he gonna get the starts the rest
Are
of the
you,
way?
are you thinking like a fan, or are you thinking?
No, I think
like,
they make it.
realistic?
I think the schedule favor. Florida has a gauntlet, and we have. I'm not saying easy games. I think we literally get 6 points out of these next 4 games.
You know what's crazy, Huff, that I just thought about? I don't miss it, the feeling that you have right now because like the Bruins are sitting so well. I didn't even know there was that few games left in the season because this is just like a euphoric high I'm on watching this Bruins team. But
Relax.
but I
Give it 2 weeks.
That feeling of like being in the hunt and like hungry watching those games, that's fun. So enjoy the ride.
I mean, like I said, Minnesota tomorrow is our hardest game. And we're on home ice. I like us. It's Fleury versus Jari. I'll take the Penguins on home ice.
I think you get 6 points too if you win tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think you.
If the Penguins are
Detroit.
dogs, we can throw them on the card tomorrow.
They're not dogs. They're going to be like minus 120, 130.
They're already out.
That's not bad.
They're minus 130. They're minus 136. That's high.
Mackie, that's
You're
a tough bet.
Ace, you're gonna take Minnesota.
No, the Pens -1. That puck line or the half a puck line push.
I think the Penguins get it done at home ice. They're a good home team. They're just not good on the road.
Value bet for you. Game to go to overtime. Wild Penguins.
You guys going?
Nah, I gotta travel.
You get how many?
Yeah, you're
more,
20.
how many-
You're 22-12 out at home, and you're 16-18 on the road.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really bring OT into that because OT is anyone's game.
Yeah.
But
OT's more,
you're-
especially with the 3-on-3 now. It's
I
more
like
just
the
chances.
Penguins tomorrow night. I do actually. I do.
I think they definitely win tomorrow. Dude, Tristan Jarry just needs to have a game.
Oh, that's
Not even have a game.
Now
He
you
just
make
needs
me
to do his
rethink
thing.
it. Now you make me rethink it when you say that.
Yeah, but you're not high on.
You don't want him
either,
to do his thing.
No.
You don't want him to do his thing.
Do somebody else's, and we'll win.
God.
Well, let's jump over to the Western Conference here. We got the Avs, Stars, the Wild, the Golden Knights, the Oilers, and the Kings all clinching a spot on that side of the country. Also, we are waiting on the wild card race in that one. A little more separated with the Kraken having 94 points, but the Jets with 89, Calgary with 87, and the Preds with 86. Any comment on this Western Conference?
Do they have games in hand? Those bottom 3 wild cards.
Yeah. So Flames have 78, Jets have 77, Kraken have 77, Preds have 77. So Flames have one extra game played. The Flames play the Jets tonight in Winnipeg, and Flames literally have to win this game if they want a chance. I think they're the better team. I think they get it done tonight.
I threw on the Jets tonight.
Yeah, but you didn't know the stakes, did you?
No, I did. I knew they were. I didn't think they were that high, but I knew they were both fighting for that last spot.
They're 2 points back, and they played an extra game, so they have to win tonight if they want a chance.
I don't think that Flames team is actually good, though. That's the thing. I don't think they deserve to go to the playoffs.
I said it a couple of weeks ago. I think the teams were locked up then, and I still think it's locked up. I think now. I think the Oilers are slide up. I'm still surprised to see the Kings sitting that high, but I'm gonna go. Obviously, Kraken are pretty much a lock as that first wild card, and I think no, they can't really move up. No, but yeah, they're a lock for that first wild card, and I'll take the Jets to sit right where they're at and get. Who will they get in the first round? Is it Vegas?
Vegas.
It's
looking like Vegas.
It's a tough series. Any series with Hellebuck in, it's tough. And that's why I like the Jets tonight. I mean, he's on home ice and a must-win. Come on, give me the best goalie in the West, I guess we can say.
You taking him over Ottinger?
Yeah, it's a
Otter.
wash. They're both really good.
Yeah, I know what you mean now.
Yeah, I'm taking Otter 10 out of 10.
No, but I'll take those two neck and shoulders over everybody else in the Western Conference.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, the Flames. I mean, their team's so bad. I think, but
I don't like the Flames.
I don't think they're bad, and they're kind of rolling. They did have to have a tough loss to the Blackhawks, though, which is really bad.
Was it Toffoli that said if they can get in, they can make some noise?
They definitely can make some noise. They're like the Panthers, same exact situation.
Yeah, I agree with that. Did you want to know what's crazy?
Especially in a weak West.
You know what's crazy to me out West is if you look at some of the favorites. I don't know if they're betting favorites. I think it's just like power rankings and people's picks. They have like the Kings as like the second or third favorite to come out of the West, and I don't see that at all. I think that's one of the teams that get bounced early.
I have a question.
Yeah, I think we saw yesterday Edmonton just kind of manhandled them on their home ice, and that's where the Kings are good on their home ice, and that was basically just a showing of what's to come in the playoffs because they're looking like a nice matchup in the first round. But Huff, what's your question?
Is there a chance Vegas gets Logan Thompson back for the playoffs? I see he's listed as day-to-day, but I know
Yeah.
he's been out like on and off all
Couldn't
season.
tell you.
Yeah, he's played a bit recently, I thought.
Okay. We were huge on Vegas to start the season when he was in net. Obviously, we didn't know he was going to be the stud that he ended up being, but when he gets back in net for them, I'll be all over them in the playoffs.
Yeah, I hit on Vegas the last few games they've had. I think they played the Preds twice in a row, both going to OT, and they won one, lost one going to a shootout.
They fucked us last night?
Yeah, they have Jonathan Quick still. He was playing great, but we got screwed by what's his name? I think it was Marshall took a stupid penalty in overtime, cost us that game.
So about Logan Thompson, he hasn't played since March 23rd, and on March 27th, it just says that he's not expected back this week, and that was
A week ago.
a little over a week ago. So there's no reports since then.
I bet they're just saving him for the playoffs at this point.
They have Jonathan Quick. He's gonna be fine.
I'll take.
They
I
have
know he's a
goalies
rookie,
right now.
but
They have
I'd
Hill
take.
too. Brissois playing.
Yep. They're fine in that. That's more of just the team they built. I still think I've been saying it since the beginning of the year. McDavid has to get to a Stanley Cup. I don't think he's going to win it this year. I think it comes out of the East. I'm hoping it's my Bruins. But he's going to get the taste of the Stanley Cup, lose it his first time there, and then he's going to go win his in a year or two.
He needs to get out of Edmonton. I really don't think that team has it in this year again.
This is the year to do it. This is the year to do it.
Skinner is not good enough.
But who in the West are you afraid of this year, actually?
The Avalanche.
Yeah. Okay. Who else?
I think the
Even
Oilers.
Vegas.
I think the Oilers
Vegas
lose
is
to Vegas
104
or,
points.
No, Vegas, Dallas are good, but like they're not scary. Like there's no powerhouse like the Eastern Conference. You could say the Avalanche, but you could still beat them. You have Connor McDavid and Draisaitl against terrible goaltending. Come on.
We've seen it fail time after time.
Yeah, but this is the best chance he's had yet. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think that I'm taking the Avalanche in a series over them, and I'm probably taking Vegas in a series over them.
I'm taking Vegas.
I think
It'd
the
be
Stars.
nice.
I think the Stars potentially could steal a series from them as well.
Yeah, the goaltending definitely. I agree with all of those points. But I think if they can lock up that one seed, this is the best chance McDavid's had yet.
I agree, 100%. Their best.
I hope he can. I didn't ride it. I don't think that game started yet, but I wonder if he gets to 150 tonight, like Mackey predicted months ago.
10:30 game, I think.
Oh, we could still. Are we riding that? Let me know. I'll throw very lightly on
know.
that.
I'll look into it.
Let me know.
Yeah, again, the NHL playoffs starting here April 17th, but not before the NBA playoffs starting here on April 15th, just 2 days here before. Some good stuff coming out of there. Why don't we start on the Eastern Conference here? The Bucks, the Celtics, 76ers, the Cavs, the Knicks, and the Raptors. And the Knicks. Let me restart that. We got the Bucks, the Celtics, the 76ers, the Cavs, and the Knicks all clinching a spot. And we got the Raptors and the Bulls clinching a play-in berth. The Nets are sitting in that number 6 spot. What do we think about this Eastern Conference? You know, we have the Cavs getting 50 wins on the season for the first time without LeBron since 1992. So, what do we think?
First time the Cavs have actually made the playoffs since 1998, I think, without LeBron James.
Wow.
Shout out Donovan Mitchell.
What does he have? 4 40-point games in a row?
He's just absolutely he's a scorer.
Yeah. No, I think he had that recently. Actually, that's what he's been doing. I still think they're overshadowed by those top teams in the East.
It's obviously very top heavy in the East, but you have those teams, man. Like the Knicks are not somebody that anybody wants to see in the playoffs.
Yeah, but
I don't think
they can bring it to 6 or 7. But I just feel like in the NBA, like those top, we know that knock on wood, but we know that the Celtics, the Bucks, the Sixers are going to go to the second round. There might be an upset somewhere else, but those 3 teams I think are going to be in the second round no matter what.
Yeah, because 6, 7, and 8 is just so bad, especially with the Nets losing everything that they lost this year. Them being the 6th seed right now, I mean, Carl Bridges, Spencer Dinwiddie, they're balling right now, but they're winning games just to get them to where they are. They're not playing the Bucks or the Celtics. So they'll obviously get exposed to one of those teams. Probably the Sixers. It's looking like. Joel Embiid is just gonna, obviously his MVP campaign this year is just. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, I was just thinking more about some of those lower seeds, but I thought of something else when you said Embiid. I mean, I think he's the MVP favorite right now. I sent that to Jesse. I put in the notes. I think he's stealing it from Nikola Jokic. But back to the point you were saying before about those lower seeds. I mean, I agree that they shouldn't have any right winning this year, and I really don't think they will. But on paper, I saw that the Celtics were projected to play the Heat, and just like past memory, and like when you look at the Heat on paper, I was like, oh, geez, I don't want that matchup at all because the Heat have the talent. They're just so injured, right?
Yeah.
I don't really think they have the talent. I think they were a fluke.
Finals team.
Anyway.
I like Butler
Yeah,
and Adebayo.
kinda.
Butler and Adebayo are really good.
But that's not a big you can't even compare that duo to like some of the other duos in the NBA.
But Jimmy Butler, he just he hangs with the big dogs though. They actually have so much depth too. That's the other thing. Their bench is really good when healthy.
I feel like it's so hard to say he hangs with the big dogs because he is such a baller and he is that good, but he definitely gets overlooked by a Jason Tatum.
Yep.
Or
a Giannis, a Joel Embiid.
I'm taking Jaylen Brown over him.
Even yeah, exactly. Me too. And Jaylen Brown's not even a first option on the team. So, I don't think that Miami Heat team has it this year.
And then that Hawks team, I mean, not much. The Cavs are young. The Knicks are young. Like those home court teams, the big dogs, when they're healthy, they should be good. But we'll see as it keeps going down the stretch. A lot of good basketball.
Cavs Knicks first round. Who are you taking? It's gonna be that. It's basically already locked in.
I would take the value with the Knicks. They're more experienced, I'd say, than they've been together. They've been together longer than the Cavaliers have. That's why I like that. Plus, New York's a tougher place to play than Cleveland.
Yeah.
But we'll see. That'll be a good one.
The land.
Those playing games will have some meaning. You got the Nets hanging around there too. I mean, teams that can win a game here or there, but I don't think they're taking out the big ones. Out west, much different story, right, Jesse?
Yes, much different story out west with the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, the Kings, and the Suns are the ones clinching on that end. Warriors and Clippers right outside there. The Lakers are up to the number 6 seed, the highest they've been in a while after LeBron's OT winner. Lakers and Clippers tied in the standings. Some other good stuff. Suns are 7-0 when KD plays, so very impressive when that happens.
Keyword when that happens.
Yeah, Huff, you got the Kevin Durant talk here.
Everyone jumped on the Suns whenever obviously they're the easy favorite to take to win it, and I'm still taking Denver to come out of the West just because I know the playoffs are a different game, and when it comes down to games you got to play in, he's going to be there. But the question mark with his injuries, and I'm taking this Nuggets team. I love Jokic. I really think this is the year that the Nuggets get it done and get to the finals. I'm not saying they're going to win it. I think this is the year they get it done and get there.
I think you're going to find some good value on some old heads that are starting to get good right now. Those Lakers and those Warriors are both hitting their stride at the right time. People are getting healthy. The team is coming together. You just got to avoid the playing game, I think. I mean, that's not a tough matchup in the first round with some of those seeds they have up top. I know they have some big names like KD and Jokic and whatnot, but give me the Steph Curry team, the LeBron team, with all these pieces around them that have been sitting out all year, and they're all coming together cohesively at the perfect time. The Clippers and Lakers are playing tonight. By the time you guys listen to this one, that's going to be a great game. I like the Lakers underdog. I know we put down the card +4, I believe, Huff. Yeah, that's a crucial game. Russell Westbrook, him coming along to the Clippers, they've been winning since they got him. I said the Clippers a while ago. I like those Clippers, Warriors, and Lakers teams, but I guess I'm just riding the streak until I get proven otherwise by these newcomers that can't win.
Hey, so I'm kind of on the same wave as you. I've fallen off Denver completely. What they've done in these last 10, 15 games has not been impressive at all, and it just proves to me that they can easily get beat by anybody. Looking at the standings, I think 1 through 7 are all pretty much anybody can beat anybody 1 through 7. It's Nuggets, Grizzlies, Kings, Suns, Warriors, Clippers, Lakers. I'm not expecting the Lakers to get to the NBA Finals, but I'm never gonna count out AD and LeBron fully healthy, especially with a brand new roster that's looked pretty damn good since it's been put together, and Darvin Ham's been pretty good on the bench. I like this Lakers team to at least put up a fight against one of these higher teams. The one thing about this though is that 5 through 7 is all within a half a game, and if you get that 5 seed, you're playing Phoenix, and I really don't think you want to play Phoenix going into the first round. So that 5 seed is somewhere you don't want to be. You probably want to be either a 6 or 7 playing Sacramento or Memphis. I know I'd rather be playing one of those teams. So it's gonna be interesting to see who ends up playing them. Obviously the Warriors, Clippers, and Lakers are all sitting right there within a half a game. So yeah, it's getting really tight. It's gonna be cool to see who's in that play-in game and who's in that 5 and 6 spot.
Can we please get Grizzlies Warriors? I know it's not a rivalry. That's what Draymond and Steph say because they beat them a lot.
It is.
But it is. It's great TV. It's fun to watch. When Ja Morant's going, he's firing on all cylinders. He has a good team around him. It gets pretty lit down there in Memphis, and then you know what the Warriors do at home and how good they are. I just want to see Steph put Ja to sleep one more time. Yeah, that's what I'm rooting for.
They'd have to get to the play-in, and I don't think the Warriors fall to the play-in. I think the Clippers end up falling to it. Actually, I think the winner of this game, or the loser of this game tonight between the Clippers and Lakers will fall to it.
It's going to be the Lakers. Like, they've done this before, haven't they? They've slipped into play-ins, and they've slipped out of play-ins, like late season woes. Like, LeBron, that's the thing. He's been sitting out. Now when he starts playing night in, night out, night in and night out, let's see if he can keep it up when he needs to. I trust him in the playoffs, but to get there is a whole different story. The grueling schedule, a lot of travel.
If the Lakers draw the Kings in the first round, come on.
They're taking. I mean, but who's even favored in that series?
The Lakers. Yeah,
exactly.
They're favorite.
The Kings are. No, the Kings are probably like minus 125.
Yeah, it's probably even. It's definitely they're both minus 105.
I was gonna say I think it'd be very close to even. If not, I think the Lakers would be favored.
What about a Warriors Grizzlies?
Same thing.
Yeah.
I think the Warriors are favorites as a 7 seed.
If healthy, yeah. Fully healthy. Steph, Clay, Poole, Wiggins, Green.
It's just Wiggins. Wiggins needs to get back with all that shit going on with him.
Yeah, but Steph and Clay in and out so much, they can get hurt so easily.
Steph's not. It's just Clay.
Steph was out for a while this year, right?
He missed, it wasn't, periodically, or it wasn't,
it was one injury.
Yeah, exactly. It was, a span of, a month, I think, 3 weeks maybe.
Yeah. So this is going to be fun to watch coming down the stretch. This Western Conference in the NBA and the Eastern Conference in the NHL, great races we're going to be talking about for weeks. But yeah, let's just go like this real quick. I want to hear what you guys got. Who do you have coming out of the West, and who do you have coming out of the East? Off the top.
Bucks Nuggets.
I'll go Celtics Lakers.
That's been my Bucks Nuggets has been my pick for a little bit, but I'm starting to like Mackie said, they haven't been playing good, but I think Jokic turns it on in the playoffs.
Celtics Suns. Go KD versus Tatum. I think Tatum wins it this year too.
I think the Bucks win it.
That kid.
I'll do anything to see Chris Paul never win a ring.
That's a super team though. I mean, jeez.
Yeah, it is.
It'll be fun. A lot of super teams in this NBA. It makes for great basketball. That's why I love the NBA playoffs so much.
Yes, boys, lots of good stuff coming out of the MLB. Like I said, April 15th is the start of their playoffs there. Lots to look forward to there. Let's jump over to the MLB.
Wait, Jesse.
Yeah.
You should.
I know I did.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I realized as soon as I said that.
Yeah.
I said MLB first. Lots of good stuff coming out of the NBA. The playoffs starting on April 15th, like I said. But let's move forward into the MLB with the regular season starting last week. Oh my God, hold on. With opening day, they saw 172 million watched minutes on the league's MLB TV streaming platform, shattering the platform's previous single-day record of 121 million minutes by 42%. The previous high came on opening day in 2021, the most recent previous on-time start to the MLB season. So getting into the MLB this year, we have most teams playing, 4 to 6 games, possibly 7 as of today. We see the Rays, the Twins, the Rangers, the Braves, the Brewers, and the Dodgers at the top of their respective divisions to start the season. And we have the Rays coming in as the only undefeated team. What do you guys think is going to happen in the MLB this year?
To start off, to the point that you made about the spike in viewership, I think, and the one thing I wanted to get everyone's opinion on is I think a lot of people were excited to see what this new pitch clock and all these new rules we're going to bring and how it's going to speed up these games, if it does, if it's a big difference, how it affects the scoring, if there's more runs, if there's less. There's been questions going all winter and all off season about what these new rule changes were going to be, and so far from the games I've watched, I'm a casual fan. I've watched a lot of my Pirates and a couple of the other big games. I watched Sunday Night Baseball this past week, Rangers, Phillies, and I like the change, Mackie. I know we had a short conversation. You said you're not too big of a fan of it. I haven't found a situation where it's affected the game. I know Stroman got the clock interference, whatever the rule now is called, like whatever they technically call it when it happens, like clock violation, like shot clock violation in basketball, like pitch clock violation. I don't know what they call it, but I haven't seen it affect any of the games that I've been watching, but I'm interested to see everyone's opinion on this because I think this is definitely the reason there was a spike in viewership.
Yeah, I think it started off the season that way for a reason because of that. But in my opinion, you're not going to start watching baseball now because they put in a pitch clock. Like you're not going to start watching baseball because it's less time to watch it. Games are under 2 hours now. I think it kind of takes away from the whole fact of like playing baseball. You go to a baseball game, you can't go and get a hot dog in the middle of an inning because you're going to miss too much. You can go and you can be back by the time it's 2 outs usually. Now you go and you will be back 2 innings later. So I don't really like it. I definitely I've seen a lot of pitchers who have forfeited a lot of runs because of it. I know Max Scherzer is getting lit up because of it. He just looks gassed out there. We saw Sandy Alcantara throwing a complete game. I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of it this year, though. I think it's going to be very rare. Pitchers are not going to be able to keep up the entire game. It's just not going to happen. Those are really my only complaints. I don't hate it as much as I did to start the season, but I don't know. I just don't think there's a real reason for it. I think it's pretty dumb.
Yeah, I originally agreed with you, Mackie, and I thought that was terrible, taking away from the game, doing things like that, adding the square or the rectangle on the screen during a game or getting reviews and umpires, but it does actually bring in a whole new viewership base. First-hand experience. I went to the Marlins game the other day with my girlfriend. Hates baseball, right? We go there, watched the whole game, was like, that was the best game ever. I was like, yeah, it's because they have a pitch clock rule now, and it doesn't take forever. You're in and out of the game. It gets the whole new baseball fan to revive a dying thing. In the playoffs, I would hate to see it, especially with like some of those Yankees-Red Sox games that would set records for how long they go. But if it brings in viewership and keeps the game we love going, why not? And I really think the young arms like Sandy Alcantara can feed off of that pitch clock. If they're like steaming out there, they can keep going. But you see those old guys like Scherzer a little bit out of it. Might be phasing guys out of the league a bit quicker than we originally thought.
I didn't think about it from the aspect that you said, like if you're at a game, like a fan at a game, like the game is a lot faster from that aspect. Like I think about it, I'm sitting down to watch a game on TV. Like I just hate the in-between pitch bullshit. Like when the batters are fixing their fucking gloves 40 times in at bat, like all the little stuff like that. Like I love how some of these batters aren't even leaving the box now. Like
I think for the TV aspect, I think it is probably a little better. But for going to a game, like it's not even, there's no point to go to a game anymore.
No, I know what you mean.
Why
Yeah.
You can't like go and like have a few beers, get a little drunk, and like you turn your head and it's 3 innings later.
Dude, I was saying that the Marlins strike out every time they're up, and you know me, I bet on them because I was in their home stadium. They just kept coming up to the plate, and the next thing I knew, they were in the field again. I mean, it's crazy.
Exactly. You're like, what is going on? I'll be checking games on the score and everything, and it'll be like, the inning's over by like 2.5 minutes later. I'm like, there's no way the inning just went that quick. But yeah, the Braves today were up 4-0 but going into the bottom of the third inning. 21 minutes into the game, they were up 4-0, 2.5 innings in. It's like, come on, man! Like that's ridiculous. Like that used to be 1 inning.
It is saving it though. I mean, different type of game, and maybe different people will excel in it. So maybe guys who weren't as good before, pitching especially. I mean, you can get away with different.
Pitching,
if you
pitchers are getting
But
exposed.
I want to get these two stats out there before I forget. They're on the top of my mind. Help us talk about pitch clock violations. But file this one away for future knowledge, for future trivia games. First pitcher in history to do a violation of the pitch clock. Who do you think that was? Marcus Stroman. Yep, Mackey. He's on top of his stuff. And who was the first hitter to be punched out on strikes due to the violation?
Couldn't tell you that one.
Rafael Devers.
So what happens when a pitcher does it? Does the batter just get a ball?
Yeah.
And when a batter does it, they get a strike.
And if you walk and you don't get to first base quick enough, it's an automatic strike for the next batter.
That's crazy.
Dude, it's like these rules are just unbelievable. That stuff is stupid.
Yeah.
I think that stuff's a little much.
Yeah, that's different. But
get the first base quick enough. Come on.
What about in between innings? How quickly they warm up too? If you go to a game, next time you go to a game, let me know. It's so different. The in between innings. Right when that final out is recorded, the innings shift starts, and the people have to get off the field onto the field. The warm-ups are so quick. It's just different type of thing. But it's
throw 2 or 3 pitches maybe.
Yeah, the infield outfield's a lot shorter, but still love the game. And
I'm interested to see that because I'm going to the Pirate game on Saturday. I'm interested to see that.
Yeah, watch the
Pay
clock.
attention. Yeah,
I think it's
pay attention to all the little things.
Yeah, it's crazy. And thing I was mad about, Marlins Park. Anybody that works there, Derek Jeter, figure it out. There's no miles per hour on the speed gun around the stadium. I want to see how hard people are throwing. Let me know.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
That's crazy.
Yep. Oh my God.
It's Miami. It's all for entertainment. They don't care what's going on.
Oh, you're telling me. I've been to so many of them there. You're exactly right. But for cheap prices, you can sit anywhere. So.
Curious to hear who you guys think's coming out as the most exciting or the best player so far this year. Only 4, 6, 7, 8 games in so far this year. We got Ohtani, Bogarts, Alcantara, lots of good names across the board this year. Young guys especially coming out playing hard. What do we think? Who you guys think's most exciting, best so far this year, early year?
2 guys that come to mind for me. One just being biased and from everything that I've heard. Just being from New York, Anthony Volpe, just big call up for the Yankees. Shortstop, everyone wants him to be the next Derek Jeter. He's got a promising start, had an unreal preseason. So he's quick on the bags. I think he has like 5 stolen bases already. I know the stolen base rule this year is a little different, and there's a lot more stolen bases this year, but he's really taking advantage of it. He's really quick on the base pass. Another guy who obviously everyone should know about is Adley Rutschman, catcher for the Orioles. Opening day went 5 for 5. I think he had 2 home runs, if I'm not mistaken. But absolutely incredible young talent. He's not up for Rookie of the Year, but on his sophomore season, came in halfway through the season, so he didn't even have a full season last year. But no, he's not. I think he was second in rookie voting last year. He lost to Julio Rodriguez. But I thought it was that too. My boy told me the other day that I was wrong. But yeah, sophomore season coming in, I think he's a ton of potential, and that young Orioles team is definitely someone to definitely be a wild card team out there in the AL. Obviously, it's a tough AL East out there, beside Boston. Sorry, Ace, but yeah, they definitely be a wild card team out there. Someone to look out for.
Yeah, Adley Rutschman. I mean, I can't agree with you anymore. How long until he's the best catcher in the MLB, like wide known? I think he already is. Honestly, that's who I would pick if I could take any. But it's Real Muto, I guess. But maybe 1 or 2 more years, and you'll be maybe by next year. Or maybe even by the All-Star break if he keeps this up. But some names that come to mind for me, Shohei Ohtani, best player in baseball now, solidified on both sides of the ball. Guy's a stud. I think I said it to you guys, Ohtani Day. We didn't get it on the card, but Mackey was against it. But I think
they didn't cover.
They went on to win Moneyline. Huff's first 5 would have hit as well. But Ohtani continuing success at the plate and on the mound. Guy's insane. I like Rutschman a lot. I think Xander Bogaerts, can't believe the Red Sox let him go, especially with the DH rule in both leagues. So he's been on fire. He's hitting safely in every game, hitting bombs. He already has 3 or 4 home runs, hitting first or fourth on that San Diego team. But I think Wander Franco's probably been one of my favorites so far. He's like I said with Rutschman, how long until he's the best shortstop in the league? I know people love Tatis, but Franco's like 22 or 23 years old, and he's a stud hitting cleanup or third on that Tampa Bay Rays lineup that is sitting undefeated, only team right now. So they're playing well. So a lot of baseball to come, obviously, but that's who's jumped out to me so far.
Yeah, and other than the guys that you've said, one dude, I've taken a couple Astros money line bets and a couple parlays so far, and one, the best one I had, they actually ended up losing, and they were down 4-1 to the Tigers in their opening game against them in that series, and they're down 4-1, two guys on base. Yordan Alvarez comes up to bat. I'm like, oh, okay, tie game right here. Literally, first pitch, it's a fastball right down the middle. I'm like, there's your fucking chance. Second pitch, he's like, boom, I'm going yard. 3-run home run, tie game. They ended up losing, and I was pissed, but he's a fucking dog. He's going to have a good year. The Astros are off to a little bit of a shaky start, but I think, obviously, they'll figure it out. I think he's one of the most dominant players in baseball. Another big hitter, I think someone to look out for going into the end of the season. I think you'll see him up there in home runs. He's already up there in RBIs with 10, but leading the league in home runs. I got my guy Brian Reynolds coming into this season requesting a trade, just boosting his trade value for us. That's fine by me. Keep hitting him. Keep hitting. Let's hopefully he can get up to 300 hitting average and get a couple guys and a couple draft picks for him, because that's how the Pirates work. But I'm not saying I want to see him go, but I do like him. I like him as a part of our core, but starting out nice. If Pirates are 4-2, got to boost us a little bit. Talk about us while we're above 500, not while we're below, because you guys will be coming at me whenever we're 90 losses at the end of the season, whenever we don't want to talk about them anymore come August. So while the Pirates have a better record than the Mets and the Red Sox, I'm gonna sit here and be like Ace with the Bruins in the NHL. Mackie, your Mets, what's going on there? Braves are starting out 5-1. What's going on?
No Verlander.
6 games into the
You're
season.
wearing a Braves hat.
Yeah, it's Sty.
I got a Marlins hat.
Dude, I am not happy with how the season has started at all. The Mets cannot play on the road, clearly. They took care of business at home against a weak Marlins team, but what are they doing? They just got beaten 9-0, 8-0, or 9-0, 10-0 2 days in a row, and then they were up 6-4 today and blew it 7-6.
Yeah, they got walked off today, right? Yeah,
they have nothing going for them right now. The starting pitching is getting lit up. Scherzer's getting lit up. This pitch clock is killing him. I'm worried and I'm not happy at all. But I think we'll end up. I think I'll still have the.
Go ahead.
I think I'll still have the best record on this podcast at the end of the season with your two Pirates.
Yeah, that's not much. That's not much to go against here.
Mackie, I'll root for you just because my favorite girl is sitting in the stands for your New York Mets. So Justin Verlander needs to.
Is she?
Yeah, Justin Verlander needs to get on the mound, and that way she can show up to the stadium.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, but no, I mean, Huff. One thing I wanted to get back to, you were saying earlier about who's jumped out on the scene to you. It's eluding my mind. Who did you say again?
I said Alvarez.
Yeah, Alvarez. One thing that's going to help him out a ton is when Altuve comes back too, that right-handed bat to hit in front of him. And I think I had a stat in there about Alvarez. I think Jesse, quote me if I'm wrong, but he was the fastest Houston Astro to 100 home runs.
Yeah, you're correct, Ace.
Yeah, he's going to be good for a long time, hitting in the 3 spot, right, Huff, on that Astros lineup.
Yeah, they're the top of their lineup is gross, and then you have like Kyle Tucker come in after everyone and just, I mean, their lineup. I don't. Yeah. I'm surprised to not see their record be better, but like we said, it's such a long season. We're only a week in, so they'll be around.
Yeah, their pitching scares me though. I really like the Angels this year. I honestly do. I think Ohtani gets his team to the playoffs.
All right, why don't we jump into a little golf? It's that time of the year to dive into one of the most prestigious and iconic golf tournaments on the planet, the Masters. As the azaleas bloom and the legends of the game return to Augusta National, we want to run through some of the odds that could be this year's Green Jacket winner. Well, let me round out our top 10 here. We got Scotty Scheffler coming in at plus 650, Rory McIlroy plus 750, Jon Rahm at plus 850, Tony Finau at plus 1,800, with Jordan Spieth also plus 1,800, Patrick Cantlay at plus 2,000, Justin Thomas plus 2,200, Jason Day and Dustin Johnson also plus 2,200 to round out those. What do we think this year? Maybe some players placing top 5, top 10. something along those lines. You guys got any say in what happens in the Masters here this weekend?
I just really like Rory. I really think he gets it done this year. He's been just right around there so many weekends in a row. He's just playing such good golf right now. Obviously, Scotty Scheffler is right there trying to go back to back. But I did see a video of Scotty very frustrated on the green practicing today, and he threw his putter at his caddy or something like that. So not good if you're a Scotty Scheffler better this week. But I really like Rory here. I'm gonna go plain or just reliable here. I know the odds aren't the best, but plus 750 can't go wrong.
I have two guys that I think's worth putting a little bit of money on, and one that's more fun just because I like the odds and I like them. That one is going to be Homa. I think he's plus 2,800 or plus 3,000. I think it's worth a play. 2,800 on DraftKings in this graphic that I'm looking at right here. And then the other one that I did like was Rahm and Finau. John Rahm at plus 850. All these odds are crazy. Golf, to win these events, especially the Masters, is insane. But I think Rahm plus 850 and Tony Finau 18-1. I think those are both worth plays, and I might end up putting some money on them. But never actually bet on golf. I think I might have once before, maybe a top 10 or a top 20 finish, but never bet on the Masters. So maybe this weekend will be the first.
Yeah, like you said, Huff. I've never really bet on those long shots to win, but hopefully some of our viewers, I know some of my buddies will feed me some of their picks as the days get closer, but I'll be looking to throw it. So if you got any locks, definitely hit our social media up and let us know, and I'll tell you.
Alrighty. I think that's just going to about do it here this week on Hit the Books. I don't have anything else to add. Do you guys have anything else?
Let's go, Bruce.
2-0 Rangers!
The Rangers, dude. First round exit.
Kako, baby. That third line, the kid line. Look at them go. Best third line in the league.
No.
Yes.
Coyle, Hall, Bertuzzi.
Disagree. But we'll see. We'll see that Eastern Conference Finals matchup.
I hope so. You guys are good at losing those.
You guys are good at losing in the cup.
At least we get there.
Doesn't matter. We still have the same amount of rings since then.
At least I have one in my life.
Shut up.
Huff and Jesse, don't say anything. Let me just live with one.
You got me in Super Bowls. We've had this conversation before.
Yeah. What do you have? 3?
2.
Stanley Cups? Only
3
2?
cups, 2 Super Bowls.
Oh yeah, 3
in my life.
Must be nice. I've seen my team.
Mackie, just claim the Giants. You'd have 2.
Yep.
I don't want to claim the Giants.
And you have Daniel Jones.
I claim the Yankees too. I had the Yankees in 09 too, but I don't like the Yankees. I didn't celebrate.
Oh, well, that's just.
I would celebrate now.
Mackie's teams are so unfortunate.
Well, it's more than just a celebration.
Huff, the way that
exactly. You gotta be excited
out for Mackie, the teams he could have had and the ones that he fell into.
Well, at least I didn't choose the Jets. That would have been a lot worse.
Yeah, fact.
You'd be gassing up the Jets coming into this offseason. You'd be one of those Jets fans that you keep talking about.
I'm so happy I'm not.
Yeah.
So happy. Yeah, I could have had the Giants, but they have 2. I could have the Yankees in 09.
Yankees a few times
Rangers.
when you were like a baby. Right?
Yeah, in 2000 and 01.
Yeah, they lost in 03.
Yeah, you can claim those. You were alive.
Yeah.
I was alive.
That's valid, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to do it for me this week. Thanks for listening. Make sure you give us a follow, like, subscribe wherever you're listening. It goes a long way for us, and we really appreciate it. So thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, like Huff said, tune in. You got to catch those 1 Minute Mondays coming up once a week. Let us know your picks for this Masters tournament and tailor our cards. We're going to get back in the greens in double digits.
Facts. Yeah. 1 Minute Monday is something new we do. It's really cool and really interesting. So ready for those on Monday, and that's really it.
And that's going to do it for us on this episode of Hit the Books. Thank you to everyone who tunes in each and every week. Without you, we wouldn't be able to do what we do here. So please like, share, and subscribe wherever you can. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for our plays each and every night in the NHL, NFL, MLB, NBA, college basketball, and college football. Thank you again, and see you next week.